right now. Rush Limbaugh joins us live by phone. Rush, who's going to win?
Well, it's tightening up. Greta, these polls are tightening up exactly as a number of people predicted. The polls are very interesting in the way that the media and pollsters are using them this year, and I think it's not really just exclusive to this year, but be it a presidential poll or any poll of public opinion, polling has become a way to shape public opinion rather than reflect it. They tried to shape public opinion against the Iraq War for 4 years, and they could not pull it off. Otherwise, the Democrats would have voted to defund it. What you're seeing now is these pollsters do have credibility in mind. When the whole thing's over with, they want to all be the ones that were closest to being right. So the polls are tightening up right now. Everybody thought it would. This is a close election. It's not a runaway. It's not one of these multiple 49-state landslides that the Democrats and their willing accomplices in the media have been trying to tell everybody to be prepared for.
Now, Senator McCain is down a bit in almost every single poll. What does he have to do to change that?
Well, I think that the situation right now is that people are thinking about the economy. We have been inundated, not just for the past 3 months or so with the current economic crisis, which, by the way, is directly the Democrat Party is totally responsible for this subprime mortgage crisis, and that's what McCain has to do. He has to, in my opinion. And by the way, I'm not comfortable with these questions. What does McCain have to do? Because everybody's telling Senator McCain what to do, and he's got a campaign staff doing this. But it seems to me that if people think the economy's bad and change equals a better economy, and if the people are associating the Republican Party with the rotten economy because Bush is the president, he's a Republican, then it's incumbent upon this campaign to convince as many people as possible that the economic crisis we're all experiencing now is directly the fault of the Democrat Party and their cronies. And the case can be made for that simply by saying if the Democrats could find a Republican on whom to blame this, they would have had that person up on Capitol Hill testifying for the past 2 months. They would have done their best to destroy that person. It really is it's almost an alternate reality here that we're living in, and it's up to Senator McCain to make sure that this economy is not. Obama's saying Wall Street thugs and Wall Street this. McCain should get off the Wall Street business. This was bought and paid for by the Democrat Party from Jimmy Carter forward to Bill Clinton, and it's Democrat cronies who covered up any investigation of what was going on in Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. He's got to say that.
What about the media treatment of Governor Sarah Palin? Fair or not?
Of course it's unfair. I don't understand, though, why people are surprised. This is what the Democrat Party has become. The Democrat Party is not interested in debate. The Democrat Party wants to destroy. They want to destroy the credibility of opponents. They want to shut them up. They want to make sure they have no way to speak, no opportunity to speak, and when they do speak, they want to make sure they have no credibility. I mean, this is as one-sided as I've ever seen a campaign, but it is what it is. What amazes me is that the Republican Party thinks that in order to get people to elect a Republican president, we need moderates, we need independents. We're then told that Senator McCain cannot go partisan. He cannot attack Democrats because that will offend independents. That will offend moderates because they don't like partisanship. Yet, the moderates and independents, if McCain goes partisan, are going to be so mad they are going to run over to the most partisan, mean-spirited, extremist political party in our lifetimes. It doesn't make any sense. What they're doing to Sarah Palin is outrageous. And it just, Greta, I have faith in the American people. I look out there, I think the American people, majority of them, have to be outraged over what's happening to Sarah Palin. She's not hurt anybody. She's not harmed anybody. The Democrat Party tried to destroy an average citizen, this Joe the Plumber guy. They used official government computers in Ohio to track this guy down, find out who he is. I had a caller to my show last week said that they didn't find anything substantive on Joe the Plumber. And that caught me up short. They didn't find anything substantive. Who the hell are they to be looking for anything on Joe the Plumber? Joe the Plumber can't raise anybody's taxes. He was minding his own business. Obama shows up asking people to ask him questions. Joe the Plumber asks a question. Obama revealed who he really is, and so Joe the Plumber has to be destroyed? And the American people sit around and don't notice this? I just refuse to believe it.
What do you think about Governor Palin?
Well, I like Governor Palin. I think she's refreshing. I think she's real. Governor Palin is Governor Palin has a genuine, rich American life that she has lived. And she has hundreds of people to vouch for it. She doesn't have anything in her past that's hidden. She doesn't have to keep people that she's known with duct tape on their mouths locked up in a closet. Senator Obama has to hide all the people who can vouch for who he really is. She doesn't. She's, this. We have a polarization in this country, not just of conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican. We also have a polarization in this country of elites versus average people. The elites think they're the smart people, and they think Sarah Palin's a hayseed hick. She may as well be on the NASCAR circuit. And it's a tremendous, it's an amazing divide to watch the condescension, the arrogant condescension for average, ordinary people, the people who make this country work. It is stunning to see how political elites, particularly the Democrat Party, view them.
I'm surprised by people even like Peggy Noonan who took a whack at Governor Palin.
So was I. I was actually kind of saddened by it, but she's not the only one. I mean, there are a lot of elites, pseudo-intellectual elites on the conservative media side as well, and I think that they just. I'll tell you a little story. Back in the early '90s, I was invited to a dinner party out in the Hamptons, and it was mostly Republican bigwigs, a lot of them moderate Republicans, some conservatives. After dinner, one of these attendees came up to me on the balcony after dinner and said, "What are you going to do about these Christians in the party?" I said, "What?" "Yeah, what are you going to do about these Christians? They're killing us. This abortion stuff." I said, "They're killing you? They are 24 million votes of the Republican Party." I talked to the guy and drew him out a little bit, found out that his wife was nagging him over these people being pro-life, and he just didn't like being nagged, plus he himself was embarrassed to be in the same party with them. And I think it's a sign of arrogance and condescension for people on our side to look at Sarah Palin, and it's okay if they want to say she's not qualified. If they want to go that route, fine. I think she's far more qualified with executive experience than Obama or Biden. And Biden is wrong about everything he believes in his area of expertise. But he's of Washington. He says stupid things. He says ridiculously dangerous things. Nobody calls him. Sarah Palin is raked over the coals for this, and I think this is an example of the elite versus average ordinary American divide that's also crept into the country. There's also, it's like Colin Powell, there also, Greta, is some positioning here. Some of these people, Charles Krauthammer had this exactly right, some of these people just want to make sure that they're not left out of the Washington social circuit after the election. They think Obama's going to win. It does, people are that petty, particularly who live in Washington. So there are a number of factors there effervescing under the scene, under the surface that explain this.
Rush, if you'll just stand by, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be